10 June 2026. Night, a cruise missile flew over the Persian Gulf, then another. From where? From an American warship. Where to? Towards Iran. This was not a warning, this was war. But this war is not just a fight between two countries. This war can change the entire Middle East and possibly the whole world. And in this video, we will find out how this war started, where it has reached, and the biggest question, where will it end? Stay until the end, because the most dangerous chapter of this story is not over yet. Let's start with a question. Did Trump really stop Israel from destroying Tehran? Yes. On the night of June 8, Israel had prepared for its largest attack on Tehran. F-35 planes, long-range missiles, everything was ready. Then suddenly, Trump himself called Netanyahu. He said, stop. But why? What was the reason behind it? And is America really winning this war? Or is something happening behind the scenes, something we do not know? And the biggest question is this war heading toward World War III? The answers to all these questions are in today's video. Welcome to the channel. Before we start today's video, let me say one thing. The year 2026 began with a lot of hope. People thought maybe this year would be a year of peace. Maybe tensions in the Middle East would decrease. But on 28 February 2026, that hope turned to dust. That night, America and Israel together carried out the largest joint military operation in Iran's history. And in that one night, the entire Middle East changed. Today, we will tell that whole story from start to finish. What happened, why it happened, and where the world stands now. To understand the story, we need to go back a little. Iran had been developing its nuclear program for a long time. America wanted Iran to stop. Iran said no. In 2015, a deal was made called the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal. But during Trump's first term, that deal was broken. Then Biden tried to resume talks, but no solution was reached. In 2025, there was a small war between Iran and Israel lasting 12 days. It is called the 12-Day War. In that war, Iran suffered heavy losses. Their military became very weak. Then came 2026. America and Israel calculated this is the opportunity. Iran is now weak. If we don't strike now, Iran will become strong again. They will build a nuclear bomb, and then it'll be too late. 28 February 2026, night, Trump appeared on television. He said, we have started major combat operations against Iran. That night, massive attacks took place on Iran's nuclear sites, military bases, and key government facilities. And the biggest event that night, Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed. Iran's Supreme Leader, who had been running Iran for over 30 years, is no more. The whole world was stunned, but Iran did not stop. Even after Khamenei was killed, Iran's military and the Revolutionary Guards began retaliatory strikes. They did one thing, the thing America had been fearing. Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz. Many people do not know this name, but it is one of the most important waterways in the world. About 20% of the world's total oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz every day. Oil from Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, and Iraq is transported by ships to the rest of the world through this route. Iran closed that route. Overnight, oil prices surged. Gas prices rose in America, they rose in Europe, they rose in Asia. And with this single decision, Iran sent a message to the entire world. We are being destroyed, but we will make sure you suffer too. In response, America began a naval blockade starting from April 13. No ship from Iran would be able to leave through the Strait of Hormuz. On one side, Iran closed the strait for the world. On the other side, America closed the strait for Iran. Caught between the pressure of these two countries was the entire world. Now, let's look at what has happened in this war. Iran did not only strike America and Israel, they struck Qatar. There is an American military base there. They struck Saudi Arabia. At Saudi Arabia's oil refineries, they struck Kuwait. They launched 97 ballistic missiles and 283 drones there. Most of them were shot down, but some hit their targets. They struck Oman. Oil tankers were attacked there. This war is no longer just a bilateral conflict between America and Iran. It is consuming the entire Middle East. In the middle of this, there was a pause, a ceasefire lasting 2 weeks. Talks took place between America and Iran in Pakistan, but no agreement was reached. Then the war started again. In May, America launched strikes on Iran again. In June, Israel and Iran resumed exchanging missiles. And then came the most tense moment on June 7-8. Israel prepared for a massive attack on Tehran, an attack so large that the entire capital could have been destroyed. But then Trump himself called Netanyahu. Sources say Trump said, "Not now. We still want to keep the diplomatic option open." Netanyahu stopped, but for how long? Now let's come to the question that everyone in America is asking. Is America winning this war? The answer is not simple. From one perspective, yes, Khamenei is dead. Many of Iran's military sites have been destroyed. The nuclear program has been pushed back significantly. But from another perspective, the cost of this war for America is very high. First, oil prices. Because the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, inflation in America is now above 4%. This means ordinary American citizens are paying more money to fill their cars with fuel. Shopping costs more. Life is becoming more expensive. Politically, this is a problem for Trump. Second, missile interceptors. When Iran sends missiles toward Israel, America shoots them down. But these interceptor missiles take a long time to produce. They are expensive. America's stockpile is decreasing. Third, Iran has not collapsed. Many people thought that if Khamenei died, Iran's government would fall apart, people would take to the streets, a revolution would happen. But that did not happen. Iran's government has maintained power firmly. The Revolutionary Guards are still strong. Fourth, China and Russia. Even though these two countries have not publicly stood with Iran, they are providing diplomatic support behind the scenes. They are voting against America in the UN Security Council. This war is not only about America and Iran. Behind it, a chess game among major powers is taking place. Now, some information that has not received much attention in the mainstream media. First piece of information, the Taiwan issue. Right in the middle of this war on June 10, Taiwan, for the first time, fired HIMARS rockets in the Taiwan Strait using its military. These are weapons supplied by America. They were fired facing China. China is extremely angry about this event. But the reality is that this arms deal issue had actually been frozen after the Trump-Xi summit. In other words, Trump has been trying to keep China somewhat satisfied, but Taiwan conducted this drill on its own. It was a message Taiwan is saying, we will not depend entirely on America. We will fight for ourselves. This single event has increased tensions on two fronts. Second piece of information. The Pentagon is working with AI models from OpenAI and Google. They want to use AI in classified operations instead of Anthropic's Claude. This means a new chapter of AI usage in warfare is beginning. Third piece of information. In the UK, anti-immigration protests have begun as an effect of this war. Riots started in Belfast following a stabbing incident. Instability in the Middle East is spreading into Europe as well. Fourth piece of information, Iran's oil revenue. Due to the US naval blockade, by May 1, Iran had lost approximately $4.8 billion in oil revenue. This amount of money is putting enormous pressure on Iran's economy. But Iran is still fighting. Fifth piece of information, the UN's nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, is now claiming that Iran must provide urgent cooperation. It must grant access to its nuclear facilities. Whether Iran will agree or not remains uncertain. Now, let's come to the biggest question. Where is this war heading? There are three possibilities. First possibility, peace deal. If Iran agrees to abandon its nuclear program, then maybe a deal can be made. The blockade would be lifted, the war would end. But for that, Iran would have to make very large concessions. How likely this is hard to say. Second possibility, prolonged conflict. This war continues for months on end. Neither side achieves complete victory. Iran becomes weak, but does not collapse. America remains under pressure. Oil prices continue to rise. In this scenario, ordinary people will suffer the most. Third possibility, escalation. If Iran becomes desperate, then they could do something that changes everything. A chemical attack, cyber attack, or one of their proxy groups like Hezbollah or Yemen's Houthis could launch a major attack on Israel. Then Israel would retaliate with full force. And at that moment, would Trump be able to stop it again? No one knows. But the most frightening question is, will North Korea and Russia use this opportunity for their own interests? History shows when America is busy in one war, problems arise elsewhere. In 2003, when the Iraq War began, North Korea conducted a nuclear test. Now, when America is busy in Iran, will China take action regarding Taiwan? No one can answer this question. I want to ask you a question. Do you think this war could turn into World War III? Some say no, because no one really wants a major war. Some say yes, because history has shown major wars often start from small conflicts. In 1914, World War I began from just the sound of a single gunshot. What is happening in the Middle East today, is it going down the same path? Share your opinion in the comment section. Now, let me tell you the final and most important piece of information. Who is actually suffering the most in this war? America? Iran? Israel? No. The people suffering the most are those who do not control the politics of these countries, those who do not make the decisions about war, the ordinary people of Iran who have been living under sanctions for years, whose economy has already collapsed. Now bombs are falling on them. Ordinary American citizens who are paying higher prices for fuel, whose children may one day be sent to this war. And the poorer countries of the world, which are buying oil at higher prices because of this war, which are seeing food prices rise. According to an analysis by Britannica, this war has disrupted global travel and trade. Flights over the entire Middle East have been suspended. Shipping routes through the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea have been altered. This means product deliveries are slower, prices are rising, and ordinary people are carrying this burden. At the end of every major war in history, one question has always been asked: was it necessary? At the end of this war, who will answer that question? We are living in a time where, on one side of the world, AI is building itself. On the other side, people are destroying each other. Ships are not moving through the Strait of Hormuz. Airstrikes are taking place in Tehran. Rockets are being fired in the Taiwan Strait. When you look at all these events together, it feels as though the world is moving toward an unknown destination. But history also tells us one thing: humanity has survived even the most difficult times. After every war, peace has come. After every crisis, reconstruction has followed. Maybe this war also has an ending. But how good that ending will be depends on the decisions being made today. Share this video, because the more people know about this issue, the more aware they will be. Subscribe and click the bell icon. We will bring you every important update about this war. See you in the next video.